Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Spotlight series where we highlight a Gente team member for Hispanic Heritage Month. Today, we are with Javiera. And Javiera, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role at GitLab?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. My name is Javiera. I'm located in Chile, in South America, and I am a backend engineer in the source code team at GitLab. Basically, I'm working on improving the GitLab product, including the open source version and the enterprise version, on the GitLab.com platform as well.
And how long have you been with us here at GitLab?
I have been in GitLab for the last 2 years, more or less.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
What
Quite a
inspired?
journey.
Yes. And what inspired you to pursue a career in technology?
So my career in technology started 8 years ago, but in the past, I studied a different career in aeronautics. So I learned about the safety of air operations and exercising oversight duties. And I worked for 4 years in aviation, but then I realized that I didn't want to spend my entire life in airports. So I moved to Santiago, to the capital of Chile, and I saw a bootcamp advertisement, and I thought, why not? And I wanted to try something new. So I have been always exposed to computers somehow, but since I was a child and played many games, so programming looked like a game for me at that when I started to learn it. Um, so basically, my inspiration is to create products that people love and tackle different problems from low to high complexity. And I love it when final users enjoy the products that I build. So that is like that's my goal, basically.
That's incredible. I love that you had a full career and you realized
Yeah,
this doesn't make me happy. And you said, I'm willing to start over, and you just went for it. That's so inspiring.
yeah. Thank
Can
you.
you share a significant challenge you faced in your career and how you overcame it?
Yeah, so definitely the language barrier is always a challenge. I realized that talking and explaining my ideas as a native English speaker could take probably years. So what I did was to took English. I took English classes and tried to be exposed to the language on a daily basis. So my goal was to have more meaningful, non-technical and technical discussions. Also, as a Latina team member, I had this habit of always starting a conversation by talking too much, like, "Hey, how are you? How was your day?" And then go straight to the point. So people from other parts of the world are more concise in their communication. So, and at the beginning, I thought that it was rude, but then I realized that it's part of the cultural differences and it's normal. And it doesn't mean that the others are rude at all. So, on the other hand, the imposter syndrome is tough. So I always take my time to take care of my mental health. I prioritize myself over work and try to see challenges as something that needs to be broken into smaller goals. So yeah, that's it.
Such great learnings and tips. And I'll tell you, on the other side of that coin of being concise, I was raised to be concise, and living in Mexico, when I go into a store or someplace and I just say, I need a whatever, people look at me like I'm crazy because I didn't start with, how are you today? And that's
Yeah,
because you're right, in many Hispanic cultures, you start with pleasantries before you get
yeah,
to the point of what you're trying to say. So it's a big learning. Wow, you have
yeah.
so much really great information and learnings to share. I love it. How has your Latin heritage influenced your career path and your work ethic?
Yeah, so first of all, I don't want to create an stereotype since we are all different. However, from my perspective, growing up in Chile taught me about the importance of family and community. which that gave me a strong sense of teamwork and commitment. We are also known for our resilience. We have a history of overcoming natural disasters and economic challenges, as a lot of other countries in Latin America. So I think all of it makes me perseverant and positive, even when something difficult or complex problems appear. So yeah.
Perseverance in adversity seems to be a theme that I'm hearing from your background. That's amazing. What advice would you give to other Latinas that are pursuing a career in technology?
I think that don't be afraid of being yourself wherever you go. Also, I think this is something that I learned from Latin American conference, is to work on building networking and look for mentors, because they will help you to shape your career. Also, I would say that never stop learning new things, and this field in particular. If you feel too comfortable, then that is when you need to think that you don't know enough. There is always something new to learn. And also, unfortunately, in Latin America, we have the population who knows English is too small. So I would say that my advice would be to learn English if it is not your native language, and yeah, put yourself to your limit, but also don't forget to recognize your achievements. And sometimes it's difficult to recognize your journey and what you achieved. So yeah, take your time, take your breath, and yeah, that would be my advice.
That's great. Take your time and look back at what all you've achieved, because that's
Yeah.
something that's as important as the achievement itself. That's awesome. Okay, last question. I can't believe we got here so fast. What message would you like to share with the GitLab community in celebration for Hispanic Heritage Month?
So our community is great. I had the opportunity to participate in the GitLab Summit, and I met a lot of people with different routes in the Latin American community. So let's keep growing our community, sharing our culture, our traditions, and also I love this initiative to learn other team members who are related to this Heritage Month. So yeah, let's keep growing and doing our best to keep growing the community. That would be my message.
Thank you so much, Javiera. Is there anything else you'd like to share to the folks watching this spotlight?
Yeah, I mean, I feel proud of everything that we are building in our company, and I'm very thankful for being myself at work. And yeah, thank you for everything. I think that we are building great stuff.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time today, and thank you for those who are watching, and you have a great Hispanic Heritage Month.